tracking numbers. It must have been like the same color or something.
Go to the
They won't-
CISC website. They always have it. Way to go, Justin! You got the grand entrance.
We're on the move today.
Yeah, I know.
We welcome you to the stadium field on the campus of Darien High School for this Thursday night girls lacrosse clash between two of the top 10 teams in the country. It's the number 8 Wilton Warriors and the number 1 Darien Blue Wave, live on the DAF Media Network. Hi, everybody. Joined alongside Parker Crody. I'm Braden Shanks. So glad you can be with us for this Clash of Titans matchup between the Warriors and the Blue Wave. Parker, what do you think we're going to see on this Thursday night?
We're going to see a good matchup. Wilton and Darien have always been a good rivalry. Wilton is strong, has a strong team, and so does Darien. This is going to be a very good game.
Darien comes in 11-0 this season. They've taken out some of the country's best teams: St. Paul's, Ward Melville, Manhasset, Sacred Heart, Summit, New Jersey. As for Wilton, just as hard of a schedule, 10-0 thus far, taking out some of the best teams around. So one of these teams will be given their first loss of the season, and the winner will get sole first place of the FCAC Conference. Community night for Darien. A lot of youth lacrosse players in the stands showing their support of this girls lacrosse team, and truly a special night for the community. They ran out in the tunnel, I guess you could call it, the Darien team, and a special night for this community for sure.
Yeah, definitely showing how Darien has that depth in their program.
A wave-strong community night for Darien girls lacrosse, looking to pick up the victory. The Darien boys team just took down Wilton by the final of 9-8. That game can be rewatched on the DAF Media Network. Now the girls take their turn to the fields here at the stadium. A Wave team that has most recently taken out the New Canaan Rams last Wednesday by the final of 11-6, looking to ride that momentum into this contest. Both of these teams were supposed to head down to Cold Spring Harbor on Saturday to play in the Brains for Games tournament. Of course, the brutal weather we saw this weekend canceled that tournament, so the respective games of Darien St. Anthony's and Wilton Mount Sinai were canceled. As now we give you to Darien and Wilton, Colette Quinn and Ashley Masterson to get us started in the draw circle. The senior committed to Princeton for the Wave, and the junior committed to Cal for the Warriors. Action along the draw circle. Beltonano getting in position, the referee keeping a tight grip on it. Whistle blown, and we are underway on this Thursday night. The first draw control will be won by the Warriors and Addison Patillo, the junior to North Carolina. Wilton starts with the first possession. The Warriors attacking from right to left on your screen in the visiting blues. Darien and the home whites from left to right. Gemma Peterkin. And our first stoppage. Clock keeps on ticking.
Indirect started at the 12. I think they didn't realize that.
Our referees once again keeping a tight grip on this game. Will be Maddie Duneen on the restart. Actually 16 rather, Addison Patillo. One of two Patillos on this Warrior team. Look out for Addison, number 16, and the number 20, the senior captain, Emerson Patillo. Two of the best in the FCAC for sure. Corey behind the nets. Whitney Hess. Beltonano. Flag has been waved on, and we'll see our first free position at the 8-meter. And it will be the Wilton Warriors that have the first look. Setting up on the hanging hash is Ashley Masterson, and this is a dangerous place for Ashley. Masterson that pulls out.
Interesting to see how Wilton's definitely taking their time around the 8.
Again, no shot clock, so the Warriors can take all the time in the world. Although at some point they're going to need to score. Lucy Corey, the senior, at X. Molly Snow, the senior, committed to Lehigh. Nice spin move on her defender. Snow finds a cutter down low, and the finishing piece. Ashley Masterson puts the Warriors up 1-0, and the fans in blue are erupting 2 minutes into the contest. Ashley Masterson, the junior committed to Cal, opens this game up. The All-FCAC second teamer a season ago puts the Warriors up 1-0. And now the Wave will need to play from behind.
The cuts into the 8 are definitely going to be a sole part of the Wilton scoring in this game. Another Wilton ball.
So the Warriors win the first 2 draw controls. Molly Snow setting back up on the offense. Snow to Donano. Warriors once again slowing it down. A matchup that was relived last year in the state semifinals, won by Darien by a staggering margin of 13-3. And another 8-meter coming from the Wilton Warriors. It will be Addison Patillo setting up around that 8-meter arc. Looking to extend the Warrior lead. Patillo to the cage. Bouncing and stopped by Shudell. Hope Shudell, the junior committed to Duke, makes her first stop. Looking to set up the Wave offense. Benoit in transition. Chloe Humphrey. Humphrey across the 50 still with it, weaving through the defenders. Humphrey going coast to coast. Just loses that one. 2 Wilton defenders come over. That was Mia Radcliffe playing the tight defense. Fans having a good time here. We're not even 5 minutes in. That's what high school sports is all about here. A community rallying behind their team. Having a great time in the stands. And some great athletics out there. Josie Goldman, the junior, committed to Penn. Fighting off the defenders is Mia Sommer. And the defender still has it. Sommer eventually slowing it down. The name Sommer is familiar. It's for good reason. The 3-sport athlete for the Wilton Warriors starts on the Wilton basketball team and the soccer team, as well as her brother Jake Sommer, former running back for the Wilton Warriors, now off at Notre Dame playing lacrosse for the Irish. One of the many family legacies on head coach Meredith Mayron's team. Coach Myron has really built a program up in Wilton, Connecticut, in her 11th season leading this Warriors team. Snow going to her strong hands. DeMarc comes over on the shift.
Wilton does a very good job at pulling back out when they don't see an opportunity.
There's a reason that they've been able to score the high goal total that they have, 161 goals thus far. That's averaging 16.1 in the contest they've played. Warriors slowing it down. Patillo. Once again, Patillo, the give and go to Snow. Molly Snow looking to do some damage. Once again, the Darien defense holding strong. Whistle blown, 8-meter coming for the Wilton Warriors. Their 3rd look at the 8-meter. And they're looking to convert on it. Hope Shudell made the stop on the last one. Actually, a 12-meter awarded, rather, to Molly Snow. Snow on the 12-meter. Down low, looking for Masterson. Through some traffic. Bellissimo can't grab it. Into the open space. Stafford hustling.
Everyone on the field over there now.
And the ground ball fielded by the Wilton Warriors. Number 16, Addison Patillo, the junior, is all over this field. And the Warriors keep on the offense.
Wilton possession right now is putting them definitely above Darien. I mean, we've seen Darien have the ball at least once down in their zone.
Patillo treats it out, and you can tell head coach Lisa Lindley is yelling it up for her team. Finds the cutter. Corey. At X. Whistle blown, and that's staying with Wilton. Staying with Emerson Patillo. The give and go, Snow down low, and she scores! Molly Snow wrapping it around, and the Warriors jump out to an early 2-0 lead. And Lisa Lindley will come out and take her first time out. A lot of errors on this Darien team. Head coach Lisa Lindley letting the referee hear it. She's not happy with the calls, but Wilton leads Darien 2-0. You're watching the DAF Media Network. There's 18-13 to go in the opening half. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network, and we'll be right back. Back on the DAF Media Network. A restart on the draw after the Molly Snow goal for the Warriors. Warriors win another, their third consecutive draw control. Whistle blown in, it's going to Darien. They get a call, and the Wave will still look for their first offensive opportunity. Humphrey now has it, looking to command the offense. First offensive opportunity Darien has seen in this game. It's been all Warriors on the possession time thus far, and that's resulted in 2 goals for the Warriors as of late. Ryan Hapgood. Now to Anna Von Kennel, the freshman. Kelly Holmes, she doesn't get it, instead the shot just wide of Jane Hughes. And if that name Hughes is familiar in the Wilton net, again for good reason, is her sister Amelia was the starting goalkeeper for the Wilton Warriors the last couple of years. She graduated, now off at Brown playing lacrosse. Actually, Princeton rather, playing for the Tigers. I guess that was close. Free position coming for the Wave, Kelly Holmes.
Great pump by Kelly, getting that shooting space.
Holmes goes to the cage, and she scores! Kelly Holmes puts the Wave on the board, converting on the 8-meter. It's still 2-1, but Holmes starts the comeback.
We've seen it before. I mean, when Lisa pulls her team in for a timeout, she definitely has something to say to them, and it definitely gets them back into shape.
Kelly Holmes, the goal for Darien. The junior committed to Yale to play lacrosse for the Bulldogs, and she converts on the 8-meter. First goal's always the biggest one to get. Darien gets it, but now they need to get one more to tie this Warrior team up. And talk about starting strong. Wilton came to Darien. They were ready for this game. They scored 2 out of the gate, which is no easy task to do against a team like Darien. And a draw control to Chloe Humphrey in the Wave. Humphrey, the #1 player in the class of 2023. Von Kennel behind the nets. Just losing that one, regaining it is Colette Quinn. And that draw control was huge for Chloe Humphrey for a couple of reasons. First off, it gives the Wave the ball, but second off, it stopped this Wilton momentum. They won the first 3 draws in the game. The cut down low, and it's a goal! Chloe Humphrey, the textbook cut, and we are tied at 2. The Wave has all the momentum right now.
Yeah, I mean, possession's definitely key in this game, and Chloe getting that after their timeout definitely set them back on the right track.
Chloe Humphrey gives Darien the second goal for the Wave in the ball game. And the Warriors jumped out to the 2-0 lead. No more have the lead. It's 2-2. Quinn and Pat and Masterson back in the draw circle. Again, the first three were won by the Warriors, but Darien won the last and were able to convert that to a goal. In the open space, tracking it down is Belle Donano. And the senior captain has it for the Warriors. Donano off to Michigan to play lacrosse for the Wolverines. She'll join her teammate Emerson Patillo down in Michigan for the Wolverines next year. One of the premier programs in the Big Ten. Cross check called against the Wave. Restart coming for Molly Snow and the Warriors. Snow behind the nets.
Darien putting hard pressure on Wilton, just trying to get the ball because they know Wilton takes their time with it and doesn't do anything to mess up.
Another whistle against Bellissimo. She'll move behind Molly Snow. Snow, the All-FCAC first teamer a season ago at the attack. Looking to command this Warrior offense back for another year on the varsity squad. Donano. Warriors in possession of this ball right here. Patillo. Karadex. They're moving it around perfectly so far. Donano. Patillo running routes. Emerson Patillo now on the touch. Warriors team looking for the perfect shot. Snow, she doesn't have it. Instead, dumps it off down low. Corey through some traffic. CC Chandler getting in the middle of it. The senior off to Richmond.
Great stick by her, keeping it up and making sure they can't get a pass through her.
And turned away. Darien had the ball, but only for a split second as the Warriors will regain the possession. And again, those careless errors are going to kill any team. And especially in a game like this when the Warriors have been making use of their possessions. And Darien, on the other hand, has only really had the two offensive possessions in which they converted on both. Nice move by Patillo. Emerson Patillo. In the crease. That one's going to Darien. Patillo just not aware of where she was, stepped in the crease. The referee there to make the call. And it gives the Wave the ball right back with 13:15 to go in this opening half. 2-2 our score. High pass grabbed by Benoit. Benoit, the senior, off to Syracuse to play lacrosse for the Orange. Humphrey. Hapgood moving it along the perimeter. Von Kennel on the touch. Humphrey once again finds a cutting Stafford, and she scores! Humphrey to Stafford for the goal, and the Darien Junior gives away their first lead of the night. A huge goal from Sadie Stafford, and it's now 3-2 Wave.
Great connection there. I mean, that was a great cut from the top and great feed from behind the net.
And Wilton has now watched as this 2-0 lead has trickled away. And Stafford gives the Wave the 3-2 lead. Stafford and Masterson inside the draw circle. Head coach Lisa Lindley, the first to make a change in the draw circle. Up in the air. To Mark. Not able to corral it, and she finally does. Fielding the ground ball is Kate DeMark, the senior, off to Virginia. She'll play lacrosse for the Cavs next year. Stafford. Pass over to Humphrey. And Parker, what have you seen differently from this Wilton team in the last 5 minutes or so?
I mean, definitely the possession. Not winning that draw is definitely what changes what side the ball goes on and who scores the next point.
A shot, that one just wide.
I would say that Wilton's defense isn't as strong as their offense. I'd say their offense definitely puts them above others. They definitely need to work on following the player and watching cuts, because that's been all of the goals that Darien has scored.
Whistle blowing, and Chloe Humphrey will now set up on the hanging hash. Free position coming for Kelly Holmes. Not the most ideal of positions, but looking to capitalize. She does have one of Darien's three. Instead, we'll just draw it back.
Smart to pull it out and not force anything too soon.
Stafford starting her dodge. Came in with the defensive likes of Donano. Takes the shot. It is a goal. Sadie Stafford strikes again. And this Wave team has now scored 4 unanswered. A big goal by the Darien junior, her second of the contest. And the All-FCAC first teamer a year ago extends this Wave lead. And head coach Meredith Mayron will come out and take her first time out in this first half. It was 2-0 Wilton, not anymore. It's 4-2 Darien. 10:42 to play in this opening half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We'll be right back. .10:42 to play after the Darien goal makes it 4-2 Wave. The Warriors got off to the hot start, won the first couple draws, went up 2-0. But then Darien surged all the way back and scored the last 4 goals unanswered. The draw. Won by Stafford in the Wave. Here's Sadie Stafford looking for her hat trick. Jillian Vaught. High pass from Quinn. That's going out of play, and the Warriors will catch a break on it, looking to get this offense surging again. A Wilton team that's been kept at bay since the 20-minute mark. Last 10 minutes haven't had a shot. But again, just like that, in a game like this of two powerhouse teams, and Colette Quinn out of nowhere getting in the middle of it. Fields the ground ball.
Great stick by her, reading that pass.
Quinn now to Bellissimo. And Corey, she's got it. Lucy Corey on the breakaway. The 4-on-1, the Darien defenders storm Corey, but a great job by the senior to cause the turnover. And Baldonado now settling it down with Molly Snow. And Corey just went up, knocked that ball down. And a heads-up play to slow it down, get the other 6 attackers in the zone. Handing it off to Baldonado. Donano, an All-FCX second teamer a season ago. Back for her senior year, senior captain in the midfield. Under 10 to go in the opening quarter. Snow at X. Bellissimo giving her quite a lot of room. This Darien defense trying to slide, but the Warriors are just finding the coverage. Snow. High pass, finds the stick of Donano. And once again, Wilton will retreat it at X. Chandler. Not able to intercept it. The Warriors come away with the shot, and it's in! Baldonado wrapping it around, going top shelf. And the Warriors get another thanks to the senior Baldonado.
Wilton does a great job, finding the open player and keeping the ball moving. They move it while running, and they find the open pass throughout the field. They're very unpredictable, and it's hard for the Darien defense to stop them.
Again, the miscommunication on Darien. Chandler got in the middle of that pass, went to Shudell, but the ball just ended up on the ground and was fielded by Donano, who took the shot and went top shelf on Hope Shudell for the goal. And that's how Wilton gets their third, thanks to the senior committed to Michigan. As now it will be Masterson and Stafford in the draw circle. Warriors looking to get another back. Playing here under the lights at the DHS Stadium fields. In the open space, grabbed by Gemma Peterkin.
Another draw won by Wilton.
Peterkin wins it with the Warriors. Now into the attacking zone. DeMarc behind her playing the defense. Warriors play through the whistle. Patillo hands it off. Emerson Patillo now. On drive pass. Colette Quinn stepping up to play defense. Patillo using the speed, wrapping around, going low, off the side of the cage. Patillo tried to go low, and Shudell watched as it hit off the side of the cage. Wave, Casey Benoit.
Looks like Lisa's making some subs now.
Now Ryan Hapgood comes in off the box. Humphrey still with it across the 50. Humphrey settling it down behind the net to Vaught.
Darien definitely taking their time.
Again, a Wave offense that has worked very efficiently this season en route to their 172 goals they've scored. As we saw in that game against St. Paul's with the shot clock, a Wave team that works quick. They don't like to burn the clock on it. They want to get the possession and score and go back to the draw circle as quickly as possible and repeat the process. Colette Quinn at the 8-meter, a place that Colette has seen a lot of success this year. Quinn stopped by Hughes. The scrum forward, and Jane Hughes pounces on it. The junior committed to Lehigh, protecting the pipes for the Warriors. Makes her first stop of the ball game.
Great check by Chloe.
Corey fighting through the coverage. Out of Snow. And that is a goal. Wilton adding another to their cause. It's 4-4. This Warriors team is firing back on all cylinders. And Parker, what's going wrong for the Blue Wave right now?
I think they're definitely just trying to force the ball into positions where they can't control it, and the Wilton defense is definitely knocking them off their game. The draw control is probably the #1 part of their issues right now. If they're going to want to step up, they're going to have to start winning the draws.
4-4 our score, a game of runs. Wilton took the first 2, Darien took the next 4, then the Warriors have scored the last 2 to get us back to 4-4. Chloe Humphrey, the draw control win. Draw control taker for Darien, picking up the control. Fox behind the nets. Finds a cut. Holmes stopped by Hughes. Jane Hughes makes another big save. And this Wave team playing pesky on the midfield. Humphrey grabbing it back for Darien.
On contrast, I'm seeing that the Darien defense is very organized. You can see that they communicate very well, but the Wilton defense is definitely not as organized as the Darien's one. And Darien's finding the cut, but it's definitely their goalie who's stopping these balls and making a
Humphrey
difference.
goes low, stopped by Hughes. Peterkin now looking to get it out. Right back to the goalie, Hughes. Jane Hughes, her first year starting for Wilton. Led them to the 10-0 season thus far. And you can tell these are two teams that don't want to go down. One of them wants to, or both of them want to keep their perfect record alive, but only one will. Masterson. Patillo. Pass grabbed by Snow. Ground ball fielded. Donano. Warriors once again setting up on the offense. Whistle blown and Snow will restart it. Molly Snow, 144 career assists this season, or not this season, but in her career. The all-time leader in Wilton High School lacrosse history. Broke that earlier this year. Again, the senior off to Lehigh. Play lacrosse there next year. Donano. DeMarc playing the defense. Donano going through the defenders. Tripped up, and an 8-meter coming. Eight-meter attempt for the Warriors. Going to the cage and scoring! The 8-meter is good. Belle Donano puts the Warriors back up 5-4.
Great shot. I mean, she definitely read where Hope was going and saw that she was going low.
Belle Donano, her second of the contest. The Warriors convert on the 8-meter. And Wilton regains the lead with 2 minutes to play before halftime. It's 5-4 Warriors. And we knew this was going to be a back-and-forth battle. Wilton came out of the gate firing, and Darien has struggled in parts of this game. Masterson and Humphrey in the draw circle, won by Chloe Humphrey. Humphrey takes a stick to the head, fights through the contact. Now the freshman Von Kennel goes to work. Stafford to Quinn. Stafford. Whistle blown, and there will be an 8-meter for the Wave, a chance to tie this game up. Clock will stop, 1:50 to go. Sadie Stafford, the 8-meter attempt. Referees will converse. Plays blown in. Stafford to the cage. She scores! Going past the stick of Hughes, and Sadie Stafford has her hat trick, and we're tied at 5.
Important goal for Darien there. They're definitely going to want to go into the second half either up or tied.
Sadie Stafford delivering for Darien, the All-FCAC first teamer a season ago, off to Duke in a couple seasons. Scored a goal against Wilton last year in the state semifinals and has 3 already in this one. And sometimes that's all you need, that one spark plug to keep you in the games, get the offense rolling. Masterson and Humphrey inside the draw circle.
This possession is going to be very key too.
Ground ball fielded by the Warriors. Number 16, Addison Patillo, the junior off to North Carolina. Patillo. That one intercepted. Grabbed by Ryan Hapgood. Hapgood to Quinn in transition. Humphrey. Wave looking to keep the momentum. Humphrey going up the lane, past her defender. Eventually losing it, stays with it, and she scores! But the referee's going to bring her back. So Chloe Humphrey will have to earn it back at the 8-meter. But what a goal that would have been.
Yeah, she dropped it and then got it back. Great control there.
8-meter attempt at the top of the arc for Chloe Humphrey. Humphrey, and she scores. Whistle can't stop Chloe Humphrey. She gets it right back. And with 55 seconds to go in the half, Chloe Humphrey has a goal to regain the lead for Darien.
I mean, when she's given a 8-meter possession, she doesn't seem to miss.
There's only been a few goalkeepers that have been able to stop Chloe Humphrey from the 8-meter arc this season. Only a few is the key word, and she has scored on most of them. Again, there's a reason that she's going to play for head coach Jenny Levy and the North Carolina Tar Heels next year. Tar Heels just recently runner-ups in the ACC, fell to Boston College on Sunday. Player of the game of that ACC championship. How about Shea Dolce, the former goalkeeper for the Darien Blue Wave, winning it for her Boston College Eagles. Only the second ACC title, and that's a goal! Sadie Stafford, give her another! She's playing hot out there, and it's 7-5.
Back-to-back Darien goals, definitely going to be big for going into the second half.
And the referees are going to meet on it, but Sadie Stafford with the goal. I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about here. Might be the time. A couple seconds did run off. Nonetheless, it is 7-5 in favor of the Darien Blue Wave. .6 to go in the half. Wave team that has regained the 2-goal lead. Up in the air, leaping for it, grabbed by Humphrey. Chloe Humphrey looking to add more before the half breaks. Goes right up the middle, weaving through the defenders, losing it. Although possession is staying with the Wave. And with 26 seconds to go, it will be Wave ball and an 8-meter for Chloe Humphrey at the top of the arc, converted on her last 8-meter. Humphrey, she scores. This time going low on Hughes, and Chloe Humphrey converts at the 8-meter once again, and this Wave team is starting to roll. 8-5 our score. Humphrey with the goal. She had 2 against the Wilton Warriors in last year's state semifinals. Already has 2 in this contest. And Humphrey already selected as an All-American for 2023, so she'll be off to play in the All-American game at Johns Hopkins in a couple months. Picked alongside her teammate Casey Benoit, who was the only midfielder selected in the first grouping. A little bit different how they're doing the All-American selections this year. They're selecting them in 4 waves of 11 players each. Humphrey and Benoit were first wave players. They came out with the second wave on yesterday. No Darien players were in it. Compared to your traditional at the end of the season. A shot, that one rifled just wide off the stick of Masterson. And the clock will keep on ticking, 10 seconds to go. Shot. Crease violation on Snow, it's going the other way. And with only a couple seconds left, Darien will take an 8-5 lead into halftime. The Warriors came out firing, but Darien fought to the final buzzer. It's 8-5 at halftime. Parker, what'd you see in the first 25 minutes?
We definitely saw a battle between possession. Draw control was definitely an important part of the first half. We saw Wilton win most of them in the starting time of the half, and then we saw Darien go back-to-back 3 times and score 3 goals because of their draw control. So it's definitely going to be a big part of the second half, and it's interesting to see who's going to win it.
Darien up 8-5 at the half. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We're going to step aside and be back with second half action between the Wave and the Warriors.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police dropped a gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most
scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors.
We're underway in this second half. Darien wins the first draw of the half. Wave controlling an 8-5 lead over the Warriors of Wilton High School. Braden Schenk, Parker Crody with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. Bringing you live coverage of this varsity girls lacrosse match on this Thursday night under the lights of the DHS Varsity, or DHS Stadium fields. Wave controlling an 8-5 lead. The Warriors got going early, but the Wave fought all the way back. If you're just joining us, teams have switched sides for the second half, and the Warriors have switched goalies for the second half, going to Mary Scally, wearing number 34, replacing Jane Hughes. High pass on Stafford out of play. Scally, the senior, committed to Franklin and Marshall to play lacrosse for the Diplomats.
Darien was doing a really good job controlling the ball before that, until that one pass, but...
Nonetheless, the Warriors going back on possession. Wilton and the visiting Blues with the white numbering moving from left to right on your screen. Darien and the home whites with the blue numbering from right to left. Good offensive rush by Mia Sommer. Ashley Masterson. Shot. Schudel gets on the ground, makes the stop. Hope Schudel, the junior, making another one. Looking to get this Wave offense going again. Add to the lead. Schudel out in the midfield, grabbed by Stafford. Stafford weaving through the defenders. Short pass over to Morgan Massey. Foul against the Warriors, ball staying with the Wave. Jillian Votts. Behind the net to Humphrey. Humphrey eventually will get the whistle and awarded the 8-meter. Chloe Humphrey will wind up on the 8-meter shots. She's already scored twice from the 8-meter, looking for her hat trick. Gets the whistle, Humphrey, she scores! Chloe Humphrey, the trifecta from the 8-meter, and it's now 9-5 Wave.
Darien definitely coming in strong.
Chloe Humphrey with another to her name. She scored 6 in the win against New Canaan on Wednesday. A game that Darien beat the Rams 11-6, and Humphrey had 6 of those 11. And she has really helped this team out big time when it comes to offensive production. And the Wave just stand 1 goal away from doing something that no team has been able to do to Wilton this season, and that is scored double digits on the Warriors. The most amount of goals they've given up in a game came against North Shore in a game that the Warriors won 10-9. Other than that, though, they've given up 6s, 2s, 1s, a couple shutouts this year.
We're seeing a change in pace in the second half right now. Darien winning most draw controls and definitely taking their time now.
And this is exactly what the Wave was looking to do, settle this game back down, gain control of the game after Wilton came out of the gate firing. Nice move by Von Kennel. Kelly Holmes. Off to Stafford. Whistle blown, and Sadie Stafford awarded the 8-meter.
You can tell the Wilton defense is unorganized, and it's definitely giving Darien a good chance to get these 8-meter shots, putting them.
Sadie Stafford scoring for the Wave, converting on the free position, and this Darien team is starting to run away with this one. They have a 5-goal lead. The 8 meters are crucial for this Wave team as they are coming up clutch time after time again. And it's all Wave right now. Stafford, her 3rd or 4th of the game. Draw, won by Humphrey. And now Chloe Humphrey's accelerating. Again, game 2 of a Thursday night doubleheader. The Darien boys team took down Wilton about an hour ago by the final of 9-8, a 3-goal comeback in the last 2 minutes by the Wave. Rooted them to a victory. And the girls now looking to do their part to complete the sweep of the Warriors on this Thursday night. In a series that has been dominated by the Wave in recent years. Darien has won the last 21 meetings between these two. Last time Wilton was able to successfully beat the Wave in the regular season came back in 2011. So it's been 12 years since the Warriors has been able to dethrone the Blue Wave in the regular season in girls lacrosse. Jillian Votts off to Hapgood. There's Kelly Holmes. Stafford up the lane, shooting, and she scores! Sadie Stafford continues on her memorable day, and the Darien Junior makes it 11-5 Blue Wave.
Wilton's definitely having a hard time stopping Sadie.
Sadie Stafford continuing to rack up the goals for Darien. The Wave are now the first team to put double digits on the Warriors this season, as they're playing a solid game. And the big thing is they're keeping the Warriors off the scoreboard. Wilton has scored double digits in every game this season. Only 5 thus far and has not scored in the new quarter. 19:50 to go in regulation. Humphrey and Masterson back in the draw circle. Up in the air, and it's grabbed by Addison Patillo. Addison Patillo, she had 2 against Darien in the state semis last year. Chucks that pass up. Snow thought about it. Draws the shooting space violation, and she'll be awarded the 8-meter. Molly Snow on the 8-meter attempt. Snow. And she scores. Fools Shudell, and Molly Snow has the goal for the Warriors. The senior off to Lehigh. Picks another up for Wilton. And the Warriors will make a goaltending change, bring Jane Hughes back into the game. So Scally is out, Hughes is in. Little switcheroo. And Hughes started this game, then they went to Scally to start this second half. (11-6) our score. Colette Quinn entering back in the draw circle, and Wilton making their first change. Molly Snow going to take the draw in the place of Masterson. Up in the air and grabbed by Colette Quinn. Stafford. Wave looking to keep the ball movement.
We're going to want to see patience on the Darien side. They have the good lead. They don't need to do anything to give Wilton a bump up.
Darien moving the ball impeccably as of late. Up the lane and a violation against the Warriors. For Darien, this game starts a last push for the Wave. 3 out of their last 4 games at home at the DHS Stadium Field. They welcome in Stamford next week. They travel to Massapequa for their final road game of the season. And Colette Quinn stopped by Hughes. And then they finish their season against Greenwich at home. But again, the season is winding down for 2023. Feels like just yesterday this season started, but now here we are approaching the postseason. May 20th and May 22nd, the FCAC semifinals and the FCAC finals. Don't know what the date is of that Saturday, but that would be the quarterfinals. And the state tournament starts right back up after that, going all the way into June as these teams will fight to earn their place at Sacred Heart in the state championship. A shot, and that one's coming back.
Wilton and Darien will definitely see each other in FCAC or states. They're both top teams of the program, and
free or 8-meter free position coming for the Wave. A shot, and it is a goal. Ryan Hapgood fights out the contact, and Hapgood converts on the 8-meter. It's 12-6 Darien. But what's interesting is whoever loses this contest presumably would earn the 2 seed in the FCAC, which means they would have to go through New Canaan in the semifinals, which that's a route I think you want to try to avoid at all costs, and go through either a Greenwich, Richfield, or Staples to get to the FCAC championship. So a lot at stake here. The winner, you have to assume, as the 1 seed locked up. Looking at the remaining schedules for these, I mean, actually, you never know. Wilton still has to play New Canaan, which could be a big game for the Warriors. But Darien, if they win this game, assuming they hold on against Stanford and Greenwich, they would earn the 1 seed with the perfect regular season. But that's really down the future.
yeah, it's definitely an important game for the rankings.
Especially look at the fact New Canaan already has 1 loss to their FCAC record. So if Darien wins today, that Wilton-New Canaan game would be for the 2nd seed. If not, then you could see a 3-way tiebreaker. And then I don't know how that plays out. Molly Snow. Out of nowhere, Maggie Bellissimo gets in the middle of it. And the junior defender gives the ball right back to the Wave. Behind the net, DeMarc. Moving it along, Shudell. Right back to Bellissimo. Kelly Holmes across the 40 with it. Now to Kata Vitable, newly checked into the game for Darien. Vitable, the senior off the Holy Cross. She said a couple words before this game for the Wave Strong organization, as well as Chloe Humphrey and Ryan Hapgood. Again, this is a Wave Strong community night for the Darien girls lacrosse team. Holmes, she scores! Kelly Holmes with another goal. And Darien goes up 13-6. The Darien team continuing to roll in this game. And they now jump out to a 13-6 lead.
If Wilton's going to want to come back into this game, they're going to have to start winning this draw control. Darien's definitely found a way to beat them and has not shown any weaknesses.
Colette Quinn back in the draw circle for the Wave. Up in the air against Patillo. That's actually Masterson, and the draw control goes to the Wave, or to the Warriors. It took me a third try to get that, which is a little sad. I went from the Wave to the Rams, then to the Warriors. Nonetheless, Patillo. Up high, grabbed by Stafford. Sadie Stafford across the 30 with it. Down to Humphrey. Humphrey bouncing it, stopped by Hughes. Wave on the restart, Sadie Stafford. To Vitable on the near side. 14 minutes to play in regulation. Humphrey wrapping it around and scoring. Making it look easy is Chloe Humphrey, and she's got another multi-goal game as the Wave extend the lead to 8.
Wilton defense is definitely can't keep up with her, and she's found a way to get around them.
Chloe Humphrey continuing to score on Hughes. Again, 74 goals a year ago, on pace to break that in her senior campaign. As now Wilton will make a change in the draw circle. Actually, nope, they're going to keep with Masterson, and Humphrey stays in there to greet Masterson. .14:09 to play in a game that it's been all Darien so far, controlling an 8-goal lead. And the one-handed snag, not good from Snow, rather on the grounds. And the Warriors do come away with it, thanks to Addison Patillo. Taking a stick to the head was Emerson Patillo. Patillo behind the net.
Offsides. Darien had one extra player on their side.
The restart coming for the Warriors. Patillo. Lefsiak first teamer a season ago. Addison Patillo keeping it with the Warriors. Pass finds its way to a wide open Molly Snow. Instead, she pulls it out. Snow had a lane, didn't take the shot, conservative with it. Whistle blown and an 8-meter coming for the Warriors. At the top of the 8-meter will be Ashley Masterson. Masterson, and she winds up, shoots it out of play. Staying with the Warriors. And Darien sideline not happy with that call. It didn't look like it hit anything. It looked like that shot just went out of play. I think Darien was trying to argue that it was a pass, and it would have been turned over. Corey through his deflection. And the ground ball grabbed by Lucy Corey. Risky pass. Corey once again grabs it. Wide open is Molly Snow, the one-on-one, and she finishes. Molly Snow converting for the Warriors. They have their 7th, and they start to inch closer to this Darien team, but they have a lot of work to do.
Whole miscommunication situation for Darien there. I mean, started with the offsides, and they just left a player right in the middle of the 8 to leave Hope standing there alone.
Molly Snow with a goal for the Warriors. The All-American last season with the Warrior jersey on. Soccer player for the Warriors in the fall. Takes her talents to the lacrosse field in the spring. As I mentioned, one of many multi-sport athletes out on the fields. And Yvonne Kennel coming away with the draw control. Freshman will regain it at the 30. Kelly Holmes. Now to Stafford. Bullet pass, Humphrey skipping it. Just low, grabs the rebound. Darien slowing it down. They're in control of this game with a 7-goal lead. Stafford off to a wide open Holmes. Shooting space violation drawn. And on the hanging hash, Kelly Holmes will get the free position. Pulls it back. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank, Parker Crody with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation, bringing you live coverage of this varsity girls lacrosse contest between Darien and Wilton. Holmes fighting through the contact. Eventually the whistle comes in. Our production crew tonight, all student volunteers of Darien High School: Thomas Aponte, Leon Chen, Ben White-Chulis, Henry Imbrogno, Connor Russo, and our DAF Media Advisor, Damian Andrew. Working to bring you the sights and sounds in this one. Good ride from Josie Goldman, the junior. Committed to be a UPenn Quaker. Bellissimo holds it all the way down to Casey Benoit. Wave will fight through the contact. This Warrior team playing very aggressive out there. A lot of small fouls, knick-knack fouls here and there. Wave has been fighting through it thus far en route to the 7-goal lead they control. 9 minutes to go.
Looks like Darien's running all their plays now.
And Humphrey not able to get it. Hughes out into no man's land. The ground ball fielded by the Warriors. Beldenano.
Warriors not giving up. Looks like they're trying to get their last 7 goals.
And there's an injured player down on the fields. And Chloe Humphrey is down. That's not what you like to see if you're Darien. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network as the trainer comes out to the field. We'll be back with more varsity girls lacrosse action. Quick restart for the Warriors. Chloe Humphrey has exited to the field of play. Exited from the field of play, that is. Appears to be just a cramp, however, the athletic trainer still out there. Play does resume. Snow loses it. Nice regain by Beldenano. Nonetheless, 7:40 to play. Darien up by 7. Wrapping it around. That with some coverage, and the Darien defense holds strong. Although it rolls out of play, turned over to the Warriors.
A lot of out of bounds this game.
Patillo, short pass right to the stick of Snow. Whistle blown and an 8-meter coming for the Warriors. On the edge of the 8-meter. Going to the cage, stopped by Hope Schudel. Schudel makes a big stop. She had 11 against the New Canaan Rams last week. Makes another here against these Wilton Warriors.
Darien's defense is very strong, and having an amazing goalie back to help out is definitely one of the changing points in a lacrosse game.
.550 to go. And Parker, what have you seen so far tonight from both sides?
I mean, Wilton definitely came on strong and showed how they have the same skills and playing level as Darien, yet Darien came in second half and end of first, showing how when they have momentum, it's very hard to stop them.
Chloe Humphrey back on the field for Darien. She has another 8-meter, looking to make it an even 4 for 4. Passes this one off to Vaughn, and she finishes. It's actually Colette Quinn who finishes. Give the assist to Humphrey, give the goal to Colette Quinn. And Darien is building on their lead. It's 15-7. A senior off to Princeton to play lacrosse for the Tigers next year. Had a goal against the Warriors in last year's state semis, and once again repeats that for Darien's 15th of the contest. By far the most goals that Wilton has given up in a single game this season. And Jane Hughes is just finding an ambush of Darien attack. And she so far has not been able to make that many stops, giving up 15 goals. It's Molly Snow and Chloe Humphrey back in the draw circle. Just past the stick of Stafford, rather grabbed by Patillo. And Parker, what does Wilton need to change heading into Cheshire on Saturday?
I would say their defense. I think they need to really work on communicating and their setup. In the second half, they started to get so unorganized, and Darien found a way to get around them, and they found their weakness and really pinpointed them on that. I think Wilton really needs to get it together and figure out what they're doing wrong.
After this game, Wilton will play 3 games left in the season. They'll host Cheshire, host Danbury, and then travel to New Canaan's Dunning Field to take on the Rams to finish out their season. As for Darien, 11-0 thus far. They will travel to Stamford, actually host Stamford on Monday, before traveling to Massapequa on Tuesday, taking on the Chiefs in New York, in a game that, if Darien keeps winning, that would be head coach Lisa Lindley's 500th career victory at the helm of Darien Lacrosse. But first, Darien has to beat Wilton, and then they have to beat Stamford. And Greenwich is the final game for the Wave. And that's a home game for Darien. Here's the Darien boys JV team coming in. A lot of lacrosse on the campus of Darien High School today. Although the only thing I couldn't figure out is how come the boys and the girls both didn't play at the stadium. I feel like that would have made more sense logistically.
Especially for the DAF, I mean.
Well, we got them both done. I made the trip over, but it was one of those things that the boys played at the Oval Field and the girls played at the stadium, even though hypothetically they probably both could have played here.
Yeah. Long day for you, I mean, both games.
Get a nice day off tomorrow. Although DAF is back in action Saturday doing the boys game against Mamaroneck. And I don't know about this girls team. I think we're broadcasting. We're definitely doing the FCX semis and championship again at that site, which will be named. From what I've heard, it will be a beautiful venue they're playing at this season. And that's another for Chloe Humphrey. She continues to add to her total. And Chloe Humphrey gives the Waves 16th goal of the game, and with just 2:56 to play, the chances are looking quite slim for Wilton to come back in this contest.
Awkward silence.
And again, the DHS boys team took down Wilton earlier this afternoon by the final of 9-8. A big comeback for the boys team of Darien as they took down the Wilton Warriors en route to another FCAC victory. And Darien is just 2 minutes and 56 seconds away from completing the sweep on the day of the Warriors. But first, it will be Molly Snow and Chloe Humphrey in the draw circle. And the Warriors just looking to finish this game strong, and Donato looking to start that. Restart coming for Humphrey. And now Shudell in transition. They're settling this Darien team down. Again, 11-0 thus far for Darien. Assuming they hold on to win this game, they would move to 12-0 and 6-0 in the conference. Presumably clinch them a top seed in the FCAC tournament as long as they don't fall in heartbreaking fashion to the Stanford Black Knights or the Greenwich Cardinals. But even if they lose one of those games, they would have the head-to-head to Wilton or New Canaan, so they would have some leverage. But if they lose both of those games, they might be in trouble. But this would be a big first step for the Wave. And again, then they wouldn't have to face Wilton or New Canaan, presumably until the FCAC championship. And that's a goal. Ryan Hapgood on the cutting pass with the goal. Initiate the running clock as Darien jumps out by 10.
Huge difference between the first half and the second half. Darien started off very, very slow, and Lisa was not happy yet. Came out second half to a 10 lead.
Ryan Hapgood with the goal. And now Lisa Lindley's got a smile on her face. She came in, meant all business, and that's exactly what Darien did. Faced some early adversity of the Warriors. Went down 2-0 in the first couple minutes, but then fought all the way back and just dominated this game 17-7. Darien leads Wilton. And with the running clock in effect, in about 90 seconds or so. And there's a stoppage, so running clock doesn't last that long. I need a stick change. I know it's an injury timeout, says Masterson will leave the fields. Carlos is working hard today. Georgia Polito comes in for the Warriors, the sophomore attack. Minute 23 to go. Running clock has been initiated, so the Warriors need to score 1 to break the running clock. If not, then this game will be over in the next minute and 23 seconds. Won by Humphrey in the Wave. Kate Vitable. Out of Anna Von Kennel. Kelly Holmes to Hapgood. Looking for the finishing piece and stopped by Jane Hughes. Hughes makes another big stop. And now here's the Warriors. .30 seconds to play on this Wave Strong Community Night. Great showing by the community of Darien. And Darien now just 20 seconds away from taking down Wilton en route to their 12th victory on the season. And Wilton, this will be their first loss of the campaign. And Wilton hopes that maybe this loss would get them ready for the FCAC or state playoffs and potentially propel them to an FCAC or state championship.
Yeah, this will send them down on the ranking and definitely change their path to FCAC.
There's the final buzzer. Darien takes down the Wilton Warriors 17-7 on this Wave Strong Community Night. Lisa Lindley's team will have a night to remember. The offense exploded 17 goals, one of their highest counts. And they now hold sole first place of the FCAC standings. Parker, any final thoughts on the night?
Amazing game by Darien. I mean, really showing how they are #1 in the state, and they will see Wilton again, so it will be a good game to watch.
Not only #1 in the state, but #1 in the country. And that is what Darien is, holding this ground, taking down their 6th nationally ranked opponent of 2023. The Wave will now shift their attention to Stamford on Monday when they host the Black Knights, followed by Moss-Pequot and Greenwich to finish out their regular season. As for Wilton, they dropped to 10-1, 5-1 in the conference. They shift their attention to Cheshire and Denbury, 10 out their season before they host New Canaan. So for our entire DAF Media production crew, Connor Russo, Ben White-Schulis, Henry Imbrogno, Leon Shen, Thomas Aponte, our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, Parker Crody joined alongside me. Always a pleasure to call these games with you, Parker. Again, Darien, your victors by the final of 17-7. Saying so long from the DHS Stadium Field. I've been Braden Shank. This has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Have a great night, everybody.